Title: What if Real Steel became the next-gen console? Opening: dramatic music, slow shots of a glowing arena. What if one of the most beloved robot fighting worlds ever made didn't stay on the screen as just a movie? What if Real Steel became the next generation of console gaming? Imagine turning on your console, and instead of just loading into a menu, the screen powers up with the sound of metal boots hitting steel floors. A crowd roars in the background. Sparks fly across the screen. Two towering robots step into the arena, and right away, you know this is not just another fighting game. This is Real Steel Reborn. This is the future of console gaming. Cut to gameplay footage style narration. At first glance, the game would look like a dream for fans. Huge boxing robots. Cinematic arenas. Destructive combat. Powerful punches that shake the entire screen. But on next-gen hardware, Real Steel would be more than just a robot fighting game. It would become a complete experience built around speed, impact, customization, and atmosphere. The power of the new console would let the game feel alive in ways we have never seen before. Every dent in a robot's chest plate, every burst of steam from a damaged shoulder, every flashing light in a failing eye sensor would matter. You would not just be playing a fight. You would be watching a machine survive. And that is what makes this idea so exciting. Music rises. The next-gen version of Real Steel would probably begin with one goal: make every battle feel personal. In older fighting games, characters are often just fighters with health bars. But in Real Steel, every robot would feel like a machine with a soul. You would build your fighter from the ground up. Not just choosing a color or a name, but choosing armor type, weight class, punch speed, defense systems, hydraulic strength, mobility, and special attack modules. You would not simply pick a robot. You would create a champion. Maybe you want a heavy bruiser built to absorb damage and crush opponents with pure force. Maybe you want a lightweight speedbot that moves like lightning and attacks before the enemy can react. Maybe you want a balanced fighter with smart defensive systems and devastating counter-punches. The possibilities would be huge. And with next-gen graphics, every build would look incredible. Chrome armor, rusted steel, glowing optics, exposed pistons, custom insignias, weapon-like fists, and glowing reactor cores would make each robot feel unique. Scene shift arena lights, close-up of robot face. But the real magic would be in the fights. Next-gen Real Steel would not play like a slow, stiff brawler. It would feel fast, heavy, and brutal all at once. You would feel the weight of every hit. When your robot lands a clean uppercut, the impact would crack across the screen like thunder. When your opponent blocks a punch with reinforced forearms, metal would grind against metal with painful intensity. The fights would be cinematic, but still skill-based. Timing would matter. Positioning would matter. Reading your opponent would matter. A missed punch could leave you open for a devastating counter. A perfectly timed dodge could create a slow-motion window for a crushing combo. And every match would feel like a war between machines built for glory. The sound design would be a huge part of it too. You would hear hydraulics flexing, motors whining, servos locking into place, and steel frames creaking under pressure. The crowd would react to every major hit. When your robot gets knocked across the arena, the whole place would shake with it. That is how Real Steel would separate itself from ordinary fighting games. It would not just be about winning rounds. It would be about making every fight feel like an event. Narrator tone becomes more emotional. And then there would be the story mode. This is where the game could really shine. Imagine a campaign where you start from the bottom. Not as a world champion, not as a legendary combat machine, but as an unknown builder trying to survive the underground robot circuit. You scavenge parts, win small matches, repair broken systems, and climb your way toward the biggest stage in the world. Along the way, you would meet rival builders, former champions, underground engineers, and powerful corporations trying to control the sport. Every choice you make could shape your path. Do you focus on speed and precision, or raw brute force? Do you trust a partner mechanic who promises a risky upgrade, or play it safe with standard parts? Do you fight with honor, or use every trick possible to stay alive? That kind of storytelling would make the world feel bigger than ever before. Because Real Steel is not only about robots fighting. It is about ambition. It is about redemption. It is about the bond between a fighter and the machine they build. That emotional core is what could turn this from a good game into a legendary one. Cut to multiplayer arena, crowd cheering. Then there is multiplayer. A next-gen Real Steel console game would be perfect for competitive play. Online ranked battles. Local versus mode. Tournament brackets. Seasonal events. Robot customization contests. Limited time boss fights. Team battle modes. 2v2 arena wars. Maybe even a mode where you and a friend build separate robots and face off in an all-out destruction match. The community around the game would be massive. Players would share builds online. People would post crazy robot designs, insane comeback clips, and highlight reels of knockout punches. Competitive players would study frame timing, attack patterns, and defense builds. Casual players would just enjoy the spectacle of watching giant machines go to war. And that balance is important. The game would need to be deep enough for serious players, but accessible enough that anyone could pick it up and have fun. That is the kind of design that can make a franchise explode. Music shifts to futuristic, hopeful tone. Now imagine the next-gen features. On a powerful console, Real Steel could use advanced haptic feedback so that every punch feels different in your hands. A light jab would feel sharp. A heavy slam would rumble through the controller. Dodging, blocking, and countering would all feel physical. Fast load times would make jumping into matches instant. Dynamic lighting would make arenas feel alive, whether you are fighting under bright neon city lights, inside a massive industrial scrapyard, or in a packed championship stadium with giant holographic screens. The game could even use realistic damage systems. Armor panels could crack and fall off over time. Limbs could slow down after repeated hits. Heat vents could open when the robot is pushed too far. A badly damaged machine could start sparking, stuttering, and moving differently, forcing you to adapt mid-fight. That kind of detail would make each battle feel like a story of survival. You would not just be fighting a robot. You would be watching it break, adapt, and push past its limits. Voice gets bigger, more dramatic. And that is the heart of why Real Steel would work so well as a next-generation console game. Because it already has everything it needs. It has the big fights. It has the emotion. It has the spectacle. It has the style. All it needs is the right technology to bring it all together. A next-gen console version of Real Steel would not just be a movie tie-in. It would be a full comeback. A modern reimagining. A chance to make people feel the excitement of robot boxing all over again, but bigger, sharper, and more intense than ever. It could be the kind of game that brings back old fans and creates new ones. The kind of game people talk about for years. The kind of game that makes every arena entrance feel legendary. Final montage-style outro. Picture this. The lights dim. Your robot stands in the center of the ring. The crowd is silent for 1 second. Then the bell rings. Steel clashes. Sparks explode. The screen shakes. And for one unforgettable moment, you are not just playing a game. You are inside the future of Real Steel. Closing line. If Real Steel became the next generation console experience, it would not just be a fighting game. It would be a machine-powered legend.